Hello and welcome to Region Weather Live, your YouTube source for weather across the Dakotas and Minnesota. I am meteorologist Brad Warner, and we've got a couple of little weak systems that are going to move through our area over the next couple of days. Going to gradually cool us down, but then the big cool down, the big cold outbreak comes this weekend. So let's go on and take a look. We'll start off by taking a little bit of a wider view, and by Monday morning, we've got this little system that's going to be swinging through, and then we've got this other one up further to the north and west that's going to be moving through the area of Monday night and into Tuesday, bringing more snow. Now, notice we also have this system down here. So basically, what we've got going on here by Tuesday is we got a bit of a split flow. So we've got on our upper levels, we've got the winds kind of like up and through there. And then as we go further north, the upper level winds are kind of moving in that direction. So that's going to pull this system off and into the east coast. And that one's going to basically push its way more so into southern Canada here. And that's really going to hold this system, this first system, the southern system, just a little bit further south as we put the timeline into motion. You can see that low begins to dig out and affect areas in through Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. But that snow line just kind of just doesn't quite make it into Minnesota just because we have that split flow and it's kind of holding this system just a little bit further south. So that's the good news in that it's really going to be holding the heavier snow further south. But now as we get a little bit later into the week, Thursday in particular, by the end of this model anyway, this flow changes just a bit in that we no longer have the split flow. The flow at the upper levels is basically like this. And so that's going to allow this system later in the week to dive down, and that cold front that's with it really going to let that cold air sag into our area by the weekend. And you'll have to excuse my voice a little bit here, folks. Not sure what's been going on. Got just a little bit of a tickle in it, but a little bit rougher sounding than normal. So who knows? Maybe you like the little rougher sound. But at any rate, what we're starting off with here on Monday as we get a little closer look into our region, we've got that little clipper type of system that's going to be bringing snow across eastern parts of the Dakotas into northern parts of Minnesota. As we get to about 9 a.m. on Monday, you can see most of that snow now is mainly into northeastern parts of Minnesota. A little bit of light snow left over in the northeastern parts of North Dakota. And as we get around noon hours and then here by 3 p.m., still just some flurries, maybe a few light snow showers still associated with that system as it continues to pull on out. Now, also associated with this first system here, we are back on Monday morning, are going to be some stronger gusty winds. We're looking at 30, maybe 40 miles per hour in some areas. As we get to about 9 a.m., it really begins to disperse out just a little bit more, but still we're looking at some gusts of 25 to 35 even by 9 a.m. And then as we get to that noon hour, probably in that 20 to 30 range. And by 3 p.m., everything begins to decrease even more. And by 6 p.m., we're just looking at 15 to 25 miles per hour. So we're starting off the morning with a little bit windier gusts and with that snow, particularly probably across the Devil's Lake Basin area into northeastern parts of the Red River Valley, northwest Minnesota, where some of that snow is going to be falling overnight and into the early part of the morning. Could see some blowing and drifting associated with that as well as that as those winds pick up. So just keep that in mind. It could be a little slippery. The visibilities could be reduced just a bit on Monday morning. Now, quickly following as we go into Monday night, we see another round of snow coming through as we have this little bit of a warm front that moves just out ahead of it. And so that's going to be bringing some of this snow in through here. Could even maybe possibly bring a little bit of freezing drizzle out ahead of it as well as we go through the overnight hours. This is right around midnight, Monday night, Tuesday morning. And then this is 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. Tuesday morning. So again, mainly light snow, but we could see maybe just a little bit of light freezing drizzle, frizzle just out ahead of that warm frontal boundary with the possibility of just maybe some little bit warmer temperatures at the upper levels. So, but like I said, I think mostly we're going to be dealing with some snow. And then that system continues to track south and east, bringing snow across the northern parts of our areas across northern Minnesota, northern North Dakota. Here we are, 6 p.m. And then finally by 9 p.m. and midnight and 3 a.m. Wednesday morning, still just some light activity here still as we get about 6 a.m. here across portions of South Dakota, Minnesota, All in all, though, even with both of these systems, as we kind of back up through it all, pretty light. We're not really looking at a whole lot accumulation wise, but just a couple of little annoying systems that's going to be bringing back some light snow covering across the region. In fact, if you take a look at the predicted snowfall over the course of those two little quick little hitters, not a whole lot of snow, mainly just a lot of trace amounts, particularly in through here. But then as you get a little bit further north, particularly across northeastern parts of North Dakota, northern Minnesota, that's where more of that snow is going to affect. So generally, we're going to be looking at 1 to 3 inches, maybe a pocket of 4 inches in some areas across far northern parts of Minnesota, but generally not a whole lot associated with it. We do have the possibility of maybe some upslope flow, that is, across the Black Hills region. So we could see a few more, a little bit more snowfall in some of the higher elevations of the Black Hills, where we're looking at maybe 3 to 6 inches there. But all in all, not a ton of snow, but it's going to be that light, fluffy stuff. And so, again, as we look at maybe some of these breezes that are going to be taking place, we could see some drifting snow still associated with this. And then on Thursday, we have that next Alberta Clipper that kind of breaks through the dam, if you will. Here we've got a warm front out ahead of it, then the cold air back behind it. And so as you can see, basically in between, we're looking at the snow moving through the region across the Dakotas late Thursday afternoon, and then through Thursday night and Friday. But ultimately, what we're going to be focused on a little bit more is the cold air that sags in behind it. Now, it will cool things off, but what you're not going to notice right away is that real cold Arctic air initially. But trust me, folks, this is the one that kind of really, like I said, breaks the dam and allows that colder air to just keep sagging in behind it. Now, because this is more of an Alberta Clipper type of system, again, you're not going to see much for snow, maybe another 1 to 3 inches in some areas. So not a lot of moisture, not a lot of snow associated with it. But the one interesting thing that begins to happen is we have this other low pressure system that tries to work its way out of the Rockies. And as it does so, we've kind of got this elongated area of snow that develops. Now, mind you, we have really cold air starting to sag in. So while we're not looking at the real heavy, big fluffy snow, it's going to be the dry snow. And some of that dry snow is just able to accumulate just a little bit quicker. And so we're going to have to keep an eye on this as we go Friday night and into early parts of Saturday morning. And associated with this also could be some strong easterly winds. So we've got a lot of things going on here. We've got one system trying to pull out and really help usher in some additional cold air back behind this other one that's basically broke the mold and initially let this cold air in. We're going to be having some snow, some winds. This is the change going into the weekend. Now, here's your typical disclaimer, folks. This is out there a little ways, but just to kind of give you an idea where the initial band is setting up as some of that cold snow starts to form and drop across southern portions of South Dakota, basically from Rapid City down through Chamberlain, Yankton, just south of Sioux Falls. But we could be talking over 5 or 6 inches of snow in some of these areas. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and just see exactly how this develops. Again, it's a ways out there, nothing for certain on this, but just keep that in mind that as we have these falling temperatures, we're also going to be having the possibility, at least, of maybe seeing some decent snowfall by the end of the week. All right, temperatures. So for Monday's highs, we're still looking at 20s and 30s across the north, mid 30s across the south for highs on Monday. And now the lows are going to be the first thing you're going to notice that's a little bit colder than what we've been dealing with. So here we are, Tuesday morning, we're going to be looking at single digits for low temperatures across the north, teens and 20s across the south and west. But still, Tuesday, we're able to rebound. We have 20s across the north here, still in the 30s to around 40 in the south and west. And now by Wednesday morning, after that second Clipper system moves through, low temperatures Wednesday morning are going to be just below zero across the north, in the 20s down in the south and west. But again, Wednesday, our high temperatures, not all that bad. Teens across the north and east, still 40 down in the southwest. Thursday morning lows, single digits up in the north, 30s down in the south and west. Thursday afternoon highs, teens in the north and east, 30s and 40s southwest. And here we go Friday morning after that third Clipper system moves through and breaks that dam. Now look at this. Look at our cold temperatures. Teens below zero to start our day on Friday across the north. Looking at teens above down in the southwest, and even that's going to be cool for them. Friday's highs not getting above zero the way it's looking across the north, only in the mid 20s down in the southwest, and it doesn't get much better after that. Saturday morning lows, teens and 20s, and we're definitely going to be looking at wind chills even colder than that. Single digits down to the southwest. And your afternoon highs for Saturday, we're going to struggle to get above zero for many areas on Saturday. Still teens in the southwest, but still we're going to be looking at those stiff easterly winds going into Saturday and the snow on top of that. So even with you lucky ducks down here who might be seeing highs in the teens, you're going to be dealing with the possibility of some snow, some stronger winds. So we're going to be dealing with some cold, dangerous wind chills as we get into the weekend. And so we have multiple Clipper systems moving through the region and just trying to bring down that cold air. And finally, by that third one, it seems like that dam just can't hold on any longer. And then it really allows that colder air to really filter into our area, bringing some light snow occasionally across the week here, but not a ton. Looks like maybe a little more going into Friday night and Saturday across southern portions of South Dakota. So again, just something we'll have to watch for as we go through the week and see how models develop that. And then we're looking at the cold temperatures into the weekend, and it looks like it's going to last and persist in through most of next week as well, the way things are starting to pan out or starting to look at this point. So with that said, just, be ready for the cold temperatures. Obviously, it's coming. Here we are. We're January going into February. It is what it is, folks. I mean, we're still in the dead of winter. We're still in kind of that time frame where obviously this is not unusual this time of year. So we were pretty fortunate here for the last couple of weeks to have pretty quiet and mild temperatures. But here we are back in the cold Arctic air, and it's coming our way, unfortunately. So to help keep you updated with the weather, of course, as always, hit the subscribe button down below. If you haven't, down below there should be a little subscribe button right below my little video down there somewhere. There should be a little subscribe button. And then once you hit the subscribe button, a bell should pop up. And you hit that little bell button. What that's going to do is going to notify you on your phone, or next time you open up YouTube, it's going to have a little icon that says, hey, Brad uploaded a video. You might want to take a look. Looks like you subscribed to his page. And that helps notify you next time I have uploaded something. And it also notifies you on your phone and on your YouTube when I'm on live as well. So should a bigger winter system break out, I will come on live and just kind of help cover that. And then, of course, as we get into the summer, severe weather as well, we'll just keep imagining and keep thinking about warm thoughts and severe weather, because eventually it's going to come. So just subscribe now so you know when I'm on live for that. So also, just help me out. Hit the like button down below. Leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from and what you're most excited about when it comes to the cold weather. I'm not excited about anything. I'm over it. But I don't know. Just leave a comment below and just, tell me just how darn excited you are about it. That'd be great. All right, everybody. For Region Weather Live, I am meteorologist Brad Warner. Everybody have a good day.